So, on today's stream, we're going to be looking at who my current top 20 is right now. I'm trying to split it up for those who didn't see before. I did sort everyone into their orders, and again, just so you're not concerned that I'm going to rank Mango number 1, these aren't ordered as well. But I copied over the people that we're generally going to be looking at today. I imagine most are going to come from these two categories, but just to make sure we're keeping these players in mind, we've got them here. But tonight, the main goal is to just rank my top 20, and then we're going to break up the ballot from there into smaller chunks of discussing these people and stuff like that. So, without further ado, I think we can make the first choice very, very, very easily. H got it number 1. I don't think anyone has any qualms with that. People may functionally disagree with or not enjoy seeing HBox as the number 1 player in the world, but unfortunately, he is number 1. Unfortunately for some people, he's number 1. I think he deserves it. He works hard. He does. He gets all this hate. Excuse me. But so that brings us down to the first interesting discussion we're going to have tonight. And one of the biggest ones I had recently after Mango's win, but we're going to do this again. This is the second take for YouTube. What's wrong with Mango being number 1? So many things. So, I did do this conversation recently, so I can't imagine I'm going to spend too much time because nothing has changed since then. We still have the same data set from before. And again, I think the thing I said during the first take, I mean the actual first take of starting the show, is that I don't care if you agree with my actual opinions or agree with my opinions. I just want to make sure my understanding makes sense to you. And as well, if people disagree in the chat, I want to make sure I understand their reasoning as well, because it's totally cool to disagree with me. I'm 100% down with that, because I just want everyone to be more informed. But as long as you have a reason, and nope, I disagree. Well, Fat Goku is an exception. He's the top player. He gets that privilege. He's fine with that. Yeah. So as long as you have an explanation for why you disagree, I'm totally cool with you disagreeing with my opinion. And yeah, I think it makes the Melee community more interesting that we get to have these discussions. Cool. So, the first big discussion we're going to have tonight as we go down the list is Mango versus Levin. I think most pretty much accept HBox as number 1, and then this is probably like the first. They accept that Mango and Levin are some order of 2 and 3. All right. So, actually, there aren't too many of y'all here right now, but I'm just curious to see where the standings lie for these guys. So, I'm going to do this real quick. I think I probably did that might be the last poll I did. Who should be ranked number 2? We got Mango and we got Big Left. Let me know, guys. Just put them tied. Saber Wolf with that accidental vote for Mango because the chat caught it. Hey, oh my goodness, on Ultralight Beam. I always like seeing, because I know I would be the exact same way. Like, if I was in the Twitch chat of someone watching this, I wouldn't, like, say anything or do anything. So, like, the only time you'd see me is during this poll. Wow. Surprised with the strong Mango. I mean, it's a group of people in Melee hating. It's a group of people in Melee. Of course, they're going to like Mango, even though a lot of people like Levin as well. So, slightly in Mango's favor right now. What I want to do is we can have this whole conversation between the merits of picking either of the two, and then we can go from there, see what's going on. Cool. Let me get everything set up and blow my nose real quick before we jump into it. I'm almost gone from the cold. I'm almost there, but unfortunately we're still in the midst of it. You should probably look at the results. Well, that's what we're about to do right now, Mr. Goku. So, let's break it up into 3 little groups like I normally like to do. They're head-to-heads at this very highest level. They're head-to-heads in this like mid-range, and then their worst losses. Hey, Happy Gate, how you doing? Nice to see you here. Always the positive force to have. So at the very top level, Levin has that very strong 4-1 record on HBox, losing to Wizrobe, down on X, even with Mango, up on Zane, up on Plop, up on Amza, but he only met them one time this year. Levin at that same level. Mango at that same level. Well, I guess we could potentially include Amza in there. It's weird where you want to make that cutoff for like the top level or that range, especially as the cutoff, even because we're going to be cutting them off based on how they're ranked. But it's interesting to see where you want to make that cutoff. Nonetheless, Mango, even with HBox, still pretty good. Not nearly, cannot stand up to the 4-1 against them, but being almost even against HBox for the year, I think I treat 3-4 as pretty much even, is a tremendous thing to boast, even with Big Left, up on Axe. Again, this is always something that comes back to it. Always something we come back to. I think this can be treated as a winning record over Wizrobe based on their history. And if we're going to treat the HBox one as pretty much even, we could probably treat the Zane one as pretty much even as well. And then up on Plop, and then strongly down against Amsa. So if we're including Amsa in this conversation, which I think it just makes for ease of use a little bit easier, who has the better head-to-heads? I think it's probably Leffen. But there's also the idea that Leffen has so much less activities, so he's only met like Amsa or Plop once, or Zane, where you could maybe go, see, when we start, maybe I'm going down doing the slippery slope argument that once I'm saying that this is essentially an even record, is this essentially an even record? It's a weird discussion to have. The Amsa loss is super, I think the 0-3 on Amsa is something very much to keep in mind, and that I think severely affects Mango's perception in my mind. Because it'd be one thing to like drop a singular set to Amsa. Do we have any sort of examples to that? Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, I see the arguments for both ends. Leffen up, but Mango's down. Yeah, so there is the big thing that you could hold against Leffen for a lot of these records, especially like the Plop and Amsa ones, even though I don't see Amsa beating Leffen anytime soon, but like the Plop ones, maybe you could even hold the Zane one closer than it actually is. And I don't know if you could potentially do the same thing in the negative light, being like if you got more chance to play Wizrobe. But we're kind of moving away from the point. From what the data we have, keeping the attendance in mind, I think Leffen has the better head-to-heads at this level. If we just break it down by, so we're going to treat these 3-4s as even. Oh, if we treat them as even, then Mango like extremely falls behind. But yeah, I think Leffen probably at this highest level has the better head-to-heads. Also, I forgot the turn. Leffen being down on 0-2 Wizzy is real bad, but I think I'd rather be down 0-2 on Wizzy than 0-3 on Amsa. I think of those two, those are like the big Mars. Those are like the big bad marks on each of their head-to-heads at this level, and I think I'd rather have the Wizrobe than the Amsa. All right. So this is just a singular part of this discussion. Like that in and of itself, you could have like a full like hour-long discussion on that. So then we move to like the mid-range, and I think because of these guys, there's really not much like mid-range and worst losses kind of thing. So around here, Leffen drops sets to IBDW and Moki, and that's the only players outside that range he lost to. And only dropping a singular set. Did he win the run back against IBDW? No, that's him losing the run back. And then Mango drops sets to Cody as well. Drops sets to Lucky, Army, and Magi, and Spark. So Mango has Leffen lost anyone outside the top 10? Moki, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just, I know, I pretty much know what I'm going to place here. I just want to refresh myself and make sure I'm not, make sure I give this discussion one more time to look over. So obviously we're going to say at this level, Leffen's record looks a whole lot better. Many less than desirable losses than Mango. Again, you could bring the attendance argument into this again, but the fact that Mango lost to so many different people across many different events, like that came at Genesis, that came at Smash Camp, the Lucky loss came at Main Stage, which I believe is also where the Army loss came. Yeah, so the fact that they're spread out across these events, also the None loss that I completely glossed over, shows that Mango... shows that Mango has this is a weird statement to say, like has the consistently loses to players of this caliber, or players outside the realm that you would expect people to. Like he routinely gets upset. It's not like he had one-off tournament kind of thing. It's like, and I think anyone who's been watching Mango for a long period of time or expecting the Flipsy kind of losses, the Flipsy, Ices kind of stuff like that. Yeah, and we can go, the last thing to keep in mind for these two goons is the attendance for each of them. We can just get a little refresher on that. So, to recap, at the highest level, the head-to-heads, Leffen has like a slight edge on Mango. Why is there a notification up here? Leffen has the slight head-to-heads, and then as we build out like the rest of the head-to-heads for the year, including like worst losses, what was I going to say? Mango has many, many worse losses spread across a lot of events. And then when we go to their results, Leffen ended up going to 6 tournaments this year. I could have just eyeballed that. Whereas Mango went to... Because I feel like Mango also had slightly low attendance, but not really, not really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 events in comparison to Leffen's 6. So he went to twice as many events as him. Cool. Sorry if I'm ignoring you guys in chat a little bit. It's not just attendance with DQ'd. Yeah, the DQ discussion is really interesting, and we're going to have that again when we get to hacks. It's really... I'm not 100% on where I fall about that or how I feel about the DQ discussion. Like, I think Leffen's is a little bit more understanding / like bearable than Hax's, because it's Leffen's going for multiple events and then realizing that he can't do it more. Excuse me. Like Leffen's, the reasons that Leffen is DQing is I feel like it's more, he didn't know the schedule in advance, or maybe I'm just making excuses for Leffen, but I feel like Leffen has more legitimate reasons for DQing. But it's still, it does kind of sit there as an asterisk or something to keep in mind. Yeah. To avoid. After this year, DQing will be pushing harder. Yeah, but I do think, I still am not like 100%. I don't think I have my opinion fully formed on how DQing, hey Josh, DQing factors into a player's rankings. And yeah. In favor of punishing Leffen's DQ, but after that you have him under Mango. He DQ'd Chrono's schedule once. Yeah, so it's definitely a weird discussion to have, especially because we don't have... Something like that gets into a weird realm where we don't have a lot of concrete answers, or you've heard different reports from people, like when we talk about like who's trying at Smash Camp end of summer, or if recently, and I'm still kind of up in the air because I've gotten conflicting reports about Maxi playing Puff at all those events, because I took down the Maxi video for the Spotlight because a couple European players reached out to me and said that was the secondaries. And then I've seen a couple of comments saying like, no, there's video of Maxi playing Puff at these events. So I'd love to get some more clarification and hear some more perspectives on that. Yeah. So I'm still, again, when we get into the level where some of those out of game stuff factor in, it gets a lot more complicated. So we'll see. Yeah. So, well, let's kind of circle back. Definitely something to keep in mind as we go on. Yeah. So, kind of recap this discussion. So, at the highest level, I think Leffen has slightly better peaks, slightly better head-to-heads. Obviously, being up 4-1 on HBox, being up on the concrete best play in the world is really good. And Mango being close behind, I think the big thing that really holds him back is this AMSA record and being close with Zane. Yeah, but they both have really good head-to-heads. There's a reason why they're 2 and 3. And Mango, the big thing that people like to point to for Mango is that he won 3 tournaments this year. And again, that's another discussion I don't feel like I have my opinion fully formed on, and I'll very blatantly admit that, because I obviously don't think we can just like cover up, it doesn't work because my hand you can't see my hand. We can't just cover up these tournaments and go directly by placings, but I do think there's something to rewarding players for finishing first at events, but I still, again, that's something I'm not 100% where I fall in that account express, because I can say placements don't matter, and then also it's hard to say placements don't matter and then be like, well, first placings do matter a little bit. But I'm trying to be as transparent as possible on stuff like that, where I wholeheartedly admit I don't have a fully formed opinion that way, or I have like a gut feeling, but I don't have that. But again, yeah, you could go off that argument where Leffen only went to 6 events, so you could maybe assume that if he hypothetically goes to 6 more, he would win some. But as of now, like I said, that opinion isn't fully formed. I don't think I value first place finishes nearly as much as some other people might. But I can see the argument for valuing first place finishes and dissuading for someone going to lesser events, even if they are. It is important to remember that Leffen is also a European player, and the European player doesn't. It's not even easy for someone that high of a caliber European player. It's still a big time and money commitment to come over for events. Yeah. And Mango Summer. Yeah, Mango's the variance is probably what concerns me a lot. And I think I can stop beating around the bush because I feel like I'm taking a little bit longer. Even though I want it to be comprehensive, I want to make sure I don't spend too much time on this. I think for me, it's Leffen than Mango because the lower variance from Leffen, even though the DQs and the lower attendance does kind of sit in the back of my mind, is a little bit concerning for me. But I do think Leffen still deserves the spot over him with some pretty good records. Yeah, hasn't been brainwashed by the Mango propaganda. I want to go as far as that. I do, in some ways, see it's. I think a lot of the things that add up for the argument of Mango being number 2 are really stuff I don't value, like winning tournaments and really high peaks. I think it's generally the stuff. I think it's generally the stuff that people are supporting for Mango is stuff that I don't value. So I kind of see those discussions, but it's just the high variance and all that jazz. And yeah, I think Mango, like going into how he finished off his year, I expect him like doing pretty well at the first events of the year, maybe. But Leffen also finished out besides Shine, yeah. So yeah, if we were seeding, I'd probably seed Mango higher than Leffen. Yeah, actually, I think I'd no question seed Mango higher than Leffen. But ranking is a comprehensive view of someone's year instead of how they've done recently, because that's what seeding's for. But yeah, I think that kind of closed the door on that. Neon Penguin, the only thing you missed is H got at number 1, and then we just had the Leffen and Mango discussion again. Does Curb make the PGR? I forget where I had Curb in my little sort list. Curb is in the danger zone. I'd probably put him as like a code yellow. These guys are, well, I don't know. These are like the code red. Like, I don't think they're gonna make it. These are the, I maybe say these are the code yellow because I haven't counted up the numbers. These are probably the code like orange or something, like in between that. Like these people could give or take. These ones should be pretty safe. Cool. All right, so that brings us down to our second discussion of the night. How much time have we burned on that? Almost like 20 minutes. Not that bad at all. We've got Axe. Actually, I'm going to have to type them over again. Do control. Cool. So we'll get Axe in here. We'll get Zane in here. And we'll get Wizrope in here. A discussion as old as time. We can get these guys out of here. Your screen chat is frozen? Oh, shoot. Will that flip it? No. Give me 1 second. Well, undoing it, redoing it? Try again. That did not fix it. Is there any sort of like refresh I can do on this? It's not showing up. Okay, what about if I try this? Refresh, crash, print plays. No. Cool. Okay, try chatting again. Test. Nope, it's not coming through now at all. That's whack. Oh, is it because it's... All right, give me 1 more second. Oh, OBS better not crash again. OBS loves giving me problems. I think OBS just loves giving everyone problems. All right, let me try this. Yeah, you guys can discuss Axe, Zane, Wizard real quick. Chat box is what I'm looking for. At source. Nope. Damn it. 1 more try, and then we're just gonna... OBS did what? Chat box. I'm going to give it 1 more try. Chatbox battle? What is that? Add new source instead. All right, try to say something, guys. Nah, damn. Huh, maybe OBS is just being fucky. What I can do, I can do the the easy way of doing this. It's going to look a little wacky, and I'll do it a little bit. I'll try it again later in the stream. There we go. You guys can see what I see. Oop, I don't know what I moved. I can probably crop it a little bit on the side. Sorry for the interim. All right. Oh, I'm gonna have to maybe strengthen this a little bit, make it a little bit taller. Cool, and then we'll drag it. Come on, and amazing. I mean, you can't have, when you have this production value, sometimes stuff goes wrong. All right, so this is what we're gonna do instead. Maybe I'll take it out of dark mode. That actually might help the perspective on it. How do I even do that? Oh God. All right, we've already wasted a lot of time doing this. I'll go back and try the old chat in a second after this, but for now, I just want to make sure you guys get your time on the screen. So, Axe, Zane, Wizrobe. We've got a fairly inactive player, a fairly inconsistent player, and we've got a fairly consistent player that really doesn't peak well. So again, let's do kind of the same thing we did for Left and Mango. Look at them at the highest level, and then kind of go from there. Yeah, I was just talking about before the stream of ways I want to improve the quality of it, but I guess that's not happening today. And yeah, no worries. It's just we'll get there. Okay, so highest level we can go all the way down to AMSA again, mid level, and then worst losses. So highest level, Wizrobe is pretty, I'd say even on HBox with the 3-2, down on Axe, up on Leffen, which is great. And again, we can keep in mind a little bit more than I normally would. I don't like the circular kind of discussion this can cause, but we got to keep in mind that where we've placed these players now. How do you select multiple? Oh. I think you just hold down control for this, but nonetheless, I'm going to just keep on going because I've already spent too much time looking behind the curtains. Yeah, so Wizrobe's head-to-heads are really, really good. The only losing record he has, if we make the cutoff at AMSA, even though we see the S2J looming in the background, if we make the cutoff at AMSA, the only losing record is against Axe. Excuse me. We go down to Axe, down on HBox. Hasn't been HBox in a very, very long time. I'd really like to see it, but up on Wizzy, up on Leffen, down on Mango, very strongly up on Zane, up on Plop, up on AMSA. So also pretty good head-to-heads at the highest level. And then we have Zane. Not a singular winning record. His last one was stolen away from him, unfortunately, across Big House and Mango's Birthday Bash. So not a singular winning record. Well, okay, he's a singular winning record against AMSA at this level, but they're all 2 on AMSA. We can kind of like take that out of our memory for a bit. Then we get to this mid-range level, like right outside the top 20, which is discussions we're going to be having later tonight. Zane is lost one to S2J. But it looks like he's starting to swing that record back in his favor, which is good. Axe is very strongly up on S2J, and Wizrobe is not good at the Falcon Ditto, or has been a little bit shaky at the Falcon Ditto, as we'll see there. Pretty much strongly up on, oh wait, that's his Fox. So, doesn't lose to SFAT, even with Cody. God, Cody's got so many good wins this year. It's not, oh wait, that's the Fox play. I almost got off Zane losing to a Fox in here. Up on Cody. These guys are also up on Cody, so I think like pretty much the same. I'd say pretty much the same here. Well, Axe, the only one having a loss against SFAT, but I want to hold that too much against him. Losing the Swedish for Axe. So I guess now we can get into like the bad losses kind of thing, getting the perspective on that. So losses outside the top 6. I think it might be better to just do top 6 and then discuss from there. Oh wait, it's back. Cool. It just fixed itself. Sick. So Wizrobe's losses outside the top 6. S2J, Fiction, Gatsu, Lucky, none. And to keep in mind, because again, we have to remember that this is spread across these events. This is Wizrobe's. Wizrobe has Gatsu, Lucky, Gatsu Lucky, Fiction, S2J across 5 events? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Across 6 events, he's got 4 or 5 bad losses. Sorry, I have the numbers. Yeah. So that shows that he's fairly inconsistent. We can pretty much at every event expect him to pick up 1 baddish loss. I think that kind of goes down to. For Axe, his bad losses, Pudgy Panda. Napkins at locals, if you want to hold that against him, it'd be dumb to, because he's strongly up on him. So Pudgy Panda, S2J, Swedish, Captain Face Roll, Bananas twice, Army, even with meds at locals, which I think that's not something to hold too heavily against him. Well, he's slightly up on him at locals, but the fact that meds can trade sets with him is a little bit cause for concern. Down on Shoot At. So also fairly inconsistent, but he has attended many more events if I remember correctly. So I wouldn't say his perspective of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like 10 events. I'm not going to hold it. I'm not going to say he's nearly as inconsistent as Wizrobe is, but I still think there's an air of consistency there. The sub goal looking like, we're almost there. We're getting very close. Like I said, if we get like close-ish enough, I might start like gifting a few subs here or there as a Christmas gift to myself. Down to the wire, yeah. And it's done by, I think, GMT time, so it's actually kind of like 5 days. It's for New Year's, but yeah, we're going to be kind of close. So if you have your Twitch Primes, consider using that. That would be cool. Isn't this about consistency over peaks? Kind of. I think that's what we're kind of getting to here. And then we go down to Zane. So Wizrobe and Axe both have inconsistency to varying levels, especially when we factor in attendance. And then we have Zane, lost to Triff. Lost to Jerry playing Fox, I believe. Those 3 losses are all Foxes. Yeah. Lost to Triff, lost to Lod at a local that he lost seconds at a local, and lost to Junebug at a local, where most of those sets are Fox. So pretty damn consistent. As Zane is the weird middle child, because he's I wouldn't say he's the middle child between two of these. I think Wizrobe and Axe have a kind of similar story, and Zane is just like, I'm really consistent, but I am not getting those wins consistently at the highest level, especially now where I think it's been pretty clear that the perspective of treating Zane as HBox's demon really doesn't matter anymore. Like Zane, and for some people, Emmy and others have brought it to my attention that like maybe Zane really wasn't ever HBox's demon. He just looked good in those few sets he took from him. But I think it's becoming very apparent now that because the only 2 sets he took were at a smaller regional, that HBox when HBox is prepared, or that just generally HBox is going to beat Zane. Like we can expect that now. Like HBox is probably pretty strongly favored in those sets. But yeah, Zane has pretty great consistency. So that leads us back to this discussion. How do we rank these players? So, do all these players have a case for number 4? I don't think Zane has a case for number 4. His lack of peaks, even though his lack of performance at the head-to-head level, I don't think Zane has a case for 4. But I don't think either of these. I don't think any of these guys. I think Wizrobe, might also not have a case for 4. Because I think it probably is. The others have the consistency for 4. See what I think now that I'm looking at it again, and after looking at all the data. Axe really is kind of a little bit between Wizrobe and Zane. He's a little bit more consistent at the lower level than Wizrobe, and immensely more consistent at the highest level than Zane. Well, I guess that wouldn't be putting them in the middle. But I think Axe has some of the best qualities of both of them, and attended much more than Wizrobe. Sick as Untitled? Only a tiny bit sick. Let me know if I'm like blowing my nose or like coughing into the mic so I can more consciously try to avoid that though. Because I can't stop myself from being sick, but I can at least control that. Axe doesn't have an HBox win. I see, if you're saying like Axe doesn't have an HBox win, but the other 2 do, Zane is like so strongly down against him. And Axe is positive on Leffen, very positive on Zane, positive on Plop. Like this mid, like once Axe gets to like top 16 in a tournament, he's pretty good from that point. Well, I guess unless he runs into Swedish or face roll. That's so odd. Face roll's going to be odd to rank. You keep on forgetting that face roll has it. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'd rather have him be 2-7 against them. Yeah, Zane attends a lot. It has a lot of consistency, but he's pretty much locked out of like that top 8 level. He's just not doing it anymore. I really do think Axe is 4th, but this I feel like all these guys are fairly close. I don't feel like any of these guys has a really strong claim over 4th. I think like Axe gets it de facto for me. Because Zane definitely doesn't get the spot. Wizard, I think, is way too inconsistent to get the spot. And Axe is also pretty inconsistent, but performs generally well at the highest level. Yeah. I think Axe just gets it by... Not because he's, like, strongly better than either of these two players or have had a strongly better year than either of these two players. I just think he gets it because I can't see either of these guys getting it. Yeah, Axe is an H-Box win. That's crazy. No poll. I'll do a poll for this one because this discussion is. I think Axe at 4 feels pretty solid for most people, even though there definitely is discussion to be had between these three. Between these two is where I think it gets weird. So we show up to a tournament. We show up to a Melee Major. As the question, let me pull up just for reference point, pull up the exact message. Actually, I'm going to search my Google Drive on my second monitor. Not that I have dangerous things. Jake the Snake, Farm PC, thank you for the follow. Let's see, MPGR 2018 ballot. Can I find my ballot from last year? Cool. Fut, thank you for the follow. I had the double check myself on that one. Can't be losing that, getting demonetized. So the question, for a reminder, also, someone should really, you know how someone always does that post for the Nintendo Directs? They'll like quote tweet a tweet from like 4 years ago and be like, oh, I'm excited for the Direct. Someone should quote tweet like Practical Tass's the ballots are out from last year and retweet that to mess with people. I'm not certainly going to do it because I don't need to give people more reasons to dislike me. But, so, the question that is probably going to be very similar, if not the exact same question from the ballot is, based on the quality and quantity of results in 2018, rate each player on a scale from 1 to 10. A tournament is held every weekend during the ranking period, and all players on the list are able to attend every event. Over the course of the season, who performs the best? You may give the benefit of the doubt to players who attended more events through the ranking period if you choose to do so. Who won EVO this year? H-Box, baby. H-Box won EVO, baby. Yeah, so trying to not forget that the big thing. Mapu, thank you for the follow. So it's about who I think is going to, if we throw these guys into a bunch of tournaments, who is going to perform the best or consistently perform the best. And see, when I think about it like that, Zane kind of jumps out as the better person for me because so who's Zane? Zane doesn't run into really like anyone before like top 16 that I'm concerned about him playing against. Like Triff, maybe. I get a little tiny incy bit concerned. Yeah, I think when you look at it in that context, I think it's like very, very clearly, yeah, Triff is his worst loss. Yeah. He does have like, you could go like, he lost a lot at a local. Took one loss to lot at a local. He lost to top 20 player at a local, but he is generally up on him. And then locals, he's even with Junebug when he plays his Fox 90% of the time. So it's like Triff's his worst loss, kind of asterisk, but not really. And then Wizrobe has lost to S2J Fiction. Gatsu Lucky, none across 6 tournaments or whatever. So wait, let me just do that one more time. It's Fiction, Gatsu, Lucky, none. S2J. So that's 5 across 6 tournaments. So every tournament you can expect Wizrobe to probably get upset. So I think we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll before I kind of, even though I'm kind of leading. This is a very leading question. Who should be ranked 5th? But it does get into a weird discussion. I've seen people leave comments when I've had this discussion before. Plop has had a really bad year? Yeah. Plop, you mean 12th ranked Plop? Ah, man. I'm proud of you, chat. I'm proud of you, chat. Not you, Nahome. No, that's totally fine. Left at second? That's controversial? Okay, let me end this. Yeah, so like I was saying before, I think Zane's my 5th, but it gets into a weird place because it seems counterintuitive to do this because it's like I'm rewarding Axe for his peaks. I'm rewarding Axe for his peaks and punishing Wizrobe for his inconsistency, and not really punishing Zane for having his lack of peaks, but rewarding him for his consistency. Which is why I think we can get into a weird conversation where the order of these 3 can change. Because it can feel like Zane over Axe. No, I don't. I can't see putting Zane over Axe. Yeah. It's a weird conversation because Wizzy didn't go to anything. Axe has too many losses. Say consistently. Yeah, he does have consistency issues. Okay, I like to think about it like this. And Axe went to a lot of events, so I'm definitely willing to give him. Not that Zane didn't go to a lot of events, but it's like if all 3 of these players get to the top 8, well, okay, if Axe gets the top 16, yeah, we gotta think about it. Like, I'm most concerned for Axe in like top 64 and pools before that. I'm most concerned for Zane in top 8. I'm most concerned for Wizrobe everywhere in the bracket. Like, he's beating a lot of players at the top level, but I'm most concerned for Wizrobe, like, pretty much everywhere. Like, and Axe, I'm also kind of pretty much, I'm pretty much concerned everywhere, but he can at least hold himself up at the top level. I think it's really like a balancing act between, like, weighing these things more. It's a weird discussion. And again, I think all these players are, like, really, really close. Like, the score I'm probably going to be giving to these players is, like, very, very close to each other. If they're all in top 8, if they're all in top 8, yeah, actually, yeah, if they're all in top 8, I'd probably expect Axe to do the best. It's a weird conversation. I don't know. Yeah, this is why this is such a, you're concerned about Mango everywhere. Yeah, I'm concerned about Ices and Sheiks for Axe. I'm concerned about anyone who's in the top 8 for Zane, and I'm concerned about Falcons and Falcos. Excuse me. Oh, mainly Mango. West End did beat him last year, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So again, I think these guys are all real close, but I think this is probably the order I'm gonna have them in on my final ballot. Unless I see something that monumentally changes my perspective on these 3. How close are Leffen and Mango? Pretty close. I think these 3 are closer to each other than these 2 are closer than each other. Yeah. Yeah, how the fuck we're gonna compare Amsa, Plop, and Mewtwo King? Well, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what we're getting into right now. I think this is going to be this is a kind of a loaded discussion in many ways. Oh god. Save on life support. It's about to be. I'm about to need life alert right now. Let's go, Shady. All right, so I would jump right into this. Is IBW my 7th? Oh my god, no. Yeah, we can. I'm gonna wait to jump into this real quick. Actually, help! I ranked and I can't get up. No, because I think 7's probably an easy question. What I'm gonna do, because I didn't realize how much water I drank before I started the stream. I'm gonna run a very brief ad. I'll run it 60 seconds. 90 seconds. Sorry, this is a little bit earlier than normal in my stream to run some ads, but you guys can just sit at a screen real quick. I'm gonna go get some water. Okay, we'll be right back. Yeah, I wanna see your hot takes, discussions, opinions right here in the comments for where these 4 are gonna be going on. But I will be right back. Ooh. Early ads. Did I time it right? Oh, I didn't time it right. Ah, shoot. Who's a smart individual? Amza, IBDW, Mewtwo King, Plop. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get discussing. What do we think about these players? Mewtwo King lost to HBox twice. Who hasn't beat you? HBox #1. Guys, don't tell him. What did Gavin do while I was gone? All right, so let's highlight these 4 in the head-to-head sheet. Oh, I guess we can't really. Mewtwo King's all the way down here, so we'll talk about these 3 together, and then we'll discuss Mewtwo King. Especially because Mewtwo King's a weird case. So, again, this makes more of a discussion. This is more of a discussion where we can talk about. It's essentially their peaks at this highest level, then we talk about mid-range, and then we can talk about worst losses. So, Plop, still hasn't beaten HBox. It's been a long while since he beat HBox. Losing on Wizrobe was probably a huge thing because I believe the record was like strongly in Plop's favor for a very long time. I can actually check that. Make sure I'm not spouting useless knowledge. Can't believe you agree with Sika. No, I don't need to check my passwords. They haven't been breached. Come on. No one would ever steal my information. Plop, Wizzy. Yeah, guys. As much as I want to be like, okay, here's my hot take list, I wanna make sure I do the research. There's a reason why I'm here talking, spitting knowledge. Yeah, so like very, very strongly in Plop's favor. So the fact that he was dropping this set kind of speaks pretty negatively. The only winning record he has at this highest level is against Zane. And we go down to Amza, who is even with HBox for the year, which is really, really incredible to see. I believe they're even across the last 2 years. Well, last year's doesn't matter. Still that he's even with him this year as he maintains his #1 spot, pretty dope. And also having the strong undefeated record against Mango, really nice to see. And then we go down to Cody. Cody has this incredible factor of having wins over HBox, Left, and Mango, Zane. Like anyone, Faith, thank you for the 700 bits. Oh my God. Get some aspirin for the Mewtwo King conversation, dude. I'm gonna take those bits and buy a full bottle of aspirin. Oh yeah, the win is over Zane's Fox. So I always mess that up. It took me forever to do that. To stop messing that up. I don't know, you shared 10 emotes. That's really, really dope. So IBW having wins over HBox, Left, and Mango is absolutely insane, as well as being up on Amsa. But he may have probably, I think he'd say, because at this level, showing the potential that you're able to beat these players, I think is more important than well, is really, really important. I wouldn't say it's more important than having a strong record over someone. But IBDW is showing that he has a chance against HBox. And how do you do against Wizzy? Potentially has a chance against Axe. I mean, yeah, potentially has a chance against Wizrobe and Axe. Like, the fact that he could do it and did it against 3 of these players right now is pretty insane to see. Whereas Plop Amsa doing against Wizrobe might be a little foreign. He can definitely do it against Axe. And then Leffen, Zane, all that stuff like that. Being up 3-0 Mango is insane. Sell me Adderall. Damn. Yeah, so I really commend IBDW for beating a lot of these players in this category. But let's move down. So, ranking these 3 players just on their head-to-head, the top level. Actually... It's weird because if you're saying, like, potential, say they run into all these players in bracket, who's most likely to win the most sets? I'd say it's IBDW. I think. It'd be IBDW, Plop, Amsa in that order. But of the best, like, spreads they have at this level, it might be IBDW number 1 as well. It might be IBW. It's either Amsa, IBDW, Plop, or IBDW, Amsa, Plop. I think Plop clearly has the worst of the spreads up here. Cool. What is going on in chat? All right. Plop only has a win on Zane. What do you say? Plop only has a win on Zane? What do you mean? Yeah, he has the win on Wizrobe as well. He called me LOLXD so random. Yeah, so it's weird the gauge these guys just on this level. So let's move down into this like mid-range that we'll start. We'll start with I guess we can start here with Esther J. So IBW had even with SFAT, down on Triff, strongly up on Swedish, even with Fiction, down on Ginger, even with KJH. Like there's a lot of down on None. There's a lot of inconsistency littered in here. Down on lost to Set to Spud. Lost to Set the Hugs, lost to Mutaking, Absent Page. There's a lot of inconsistency littered in here for like right outside that top level, even though he's in contention or may just clearly have the best head-to-head at the highest level. But once we get into this mid-raid, getting to the point where he'd be able to face off with that top 8 can be a little tenuous. And then for Amsa, down on Cody, up on SFAT, down on Triff. And then once we get outside there, he has the Spark loss and he has the Lod loss is the only thing out. IDW also lost to York. Yeah, that's important to keep in mind, like consistency's sake. Yeah, so Am's a pretty damn good consistency besides the tough matchups against the best players of those characters. Spark's really damn good. Triff is one of the best peaches in the world, and so is Lod. Hopefully I don't have to tell you that. But pretty damn good consistency. And then we have Plop, down on SFAT, down on Swedish, down on Moki, Fiction, and pretty consistent outside that top level. Besides, he's very inconsistent for what we've come to expect from Plop. He's inconsistent for like top 5, top 6, top 3 player Plop. That was a weird order to put that in that way. But still fairly consistent for a player of this caliber, a player now outside the top 6. So I think from that, because Amsa may have the best like spread for head, I think Amsa is very clearly my 7th because he's got the consistency, got the pretty good spread at the top level. Being even with HBox is nothing to scoff at, even though Cody is also even with HBox. I think his even with HBox, again, we're not trying to bring in too much data from previous years, but I think his even with HBox is a whole lot better because like I'm not sure if yeah, well, he's 1-2 with HBox, yeah, and he won, lost 1, yeah. Because if we're betting on Amsa to beat HBox or IBW to beat HBox, I think most people's money would be more likely for Amsa to do that. Yeah. But I think Amsa's at 7. Then we do have to, before I go into these guys, I think Plop's my 8. I think Plop is probably my 8. Because Plop's really a really weird perspective because you see like down on Swedish for the year, even though one of those is a Samus, like down 0-2 on Swedish, down 0-2 on SFAT, down on Moki Fiction. Like you see that and like, damn, what happened to Plop? But then you compare it to like players around this caliber, and you're like, okay, yeah, damn, Plop's still really, really good. It's just like he's, dare I say, Plop hasn't gotten worse. I may be misspeaking by saying that, making a mistake. Maybe Plop hasn't gotten worse. Everyone else has got really damn good. Plop bias? Cody was literally better against Plop. Well, Plop didn't lose to Yort. I think that's a huge misnomer to say that. Like around this level. So Plop's worst losses are Swedish Moki, Fiction, SFAT. IBDW's worst losses are Yort, Hugs, Absent Page, Spud, None, KJH, Down 0-2 on Ginger, Pew Pew, Fiction. Well, Fiction, we're getting there, yeah. Yeah, he just has okay kind of losses. Yeah, Plop's not out here losing to like Yort or Joe Schmo or like Noel or someone like that. But IBW's dropping sets. Like he's still, IBW's like, you can see that this year was like his climb up to this level to see if he can maintain that. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about, Plop has bad losses, Absent Page has yikes losses. Yeah. Magi is 0-1 on Absent Page. That's probably the weirdest, because just a side note, because Absent Page is going to be ranked. His head-to-heads, even though I think he does have some weird losses littered in, but when you scroll down his head-to-heads, win on Cody, up 2-0 on Moki, win on Face Roll, win on KGH, win on Hacks. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts, especially for someone who was banned for a while and didn't really have much activity. That's insane. That's for the players to beat. If you can name like the top foxes you want to win sets against, it's like IBDW, Moki, Hacks. I guess there's like Lucky and other players in there, but it's just like the players you'd want to beat. Those are the players. Like if you can make a dream resume of like a list of players and Leffen, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Cody's potential against this top level is really good, showing his potential to beat all these players. Am I giving Plop too much benefit because of his past, saying that I know he can beat all of these players? Maybe I have like minimal faith that he beats H-Box. But Infernal Kush, thank you for the follow. The past definitely doesn't matter. I think it's Plop at 8. I think it is Plop at 8. Plop IBW also has attended a lot more, but I think his inconsistency. Well, how much is Plop attended? Let's go with that. That's also important to keep in mind. He's attended 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's a lot of events. I don't think that's a number of events where I would start to punish him for attendance. Plop was way more consistent and Cody had better peaks. I agree. Haven't mentioned, I talked about Cody's top wins for a while and said how good the Leffen Mango H-Box wins are together. Yeah. Yeah, so that really is what it comes down to. IBDW, it's a similar conversation like we had, like Zane versus Wizrobe. That IBDW has the best chance. See, I don't know. Zane, I feel like Plop has a chance. Yeah, no, maybe I'm giving Plop too much of the benefit of the doubt because he's beaten these players like last year, so I know he can beat these players, but IBDW like proved that he could beat them this year. But Cody's consistency is like pretty bad. Again, because we're seeing him like we saw from Fiction last year. Like he made a huge come up this year. Like half this year was him making that come up, and on that come up, you're gonna have a lot more losses litter in the path there. It's tough though. It's real tough. You have more faith in IBDW versus H-Box versus Plop versus H-Box? I think I'd probably say the same, but I think I'd say the same maybe for most of these players at the highest level. I'm surprised how close that second set was. I completely forgot how close that was. You think IBW can make it further, more consistently? Well, if we're going back to the prompt, I think I lean more towards Plop, because it's like who's going to go further in more tournaments. Like, I think Plop's more likely. Plop really hasn't busted out this year. Like, his bad tournaments were him getting ninth. Oh, I guess 17th. Okay, yeah. And he DQ'd out of that one. So, well, that was him playing Samus as well. We can kind of like mark that off the board. So he went to like 9 tournaments. Yeah. Kim Warlock should be permanently banned for what? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a whole 17th was Samus. Yeah, the prompt makes me... Okay, well, we'll let you guys give a voice. Even though, again, like, I think it's important to keep in mind because someone might misconstrue this being like, I'm doing a poll so you can tell me who to put higher on my ballot. Because before I do this poll, I know who I'm going to put above. Like, I'm pretty sure... I'm very confident on who I think should be 8th. Because I know I'm not asking you guys to make my ballot for me. I am using you as a means for discussion and helping keep me honest on some things. But still, at the end of the day, my opinion is still my own. But that won't stop me from asking you guys who you think should be 8th. And after we place these guys in order, we get to talk about Mewtwo and where he falls amongst this shit show. And while we're doing the poll, I always like to remind you guys while I'm doing these polls that, will it stay over? That I have a sub goal to go out to Fight Pit and try commentary, because everyone loves people doing commentary, and I'll also compete there and hang out and do that stuff. So yeah. What did I do in the summer? Let people pick for the rank? I didn't do that. I didn't do that there. Alright, so that's probably... I'll give you guys like a tiny bit more if you want to vote. But I think that's pretty much everyone. I be devouring wieners. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. And Plop takes it. And yeah, I agree that I think Plop gets it. Let me go back to the ballot question. I think Plop gets further in these tournaments. As much as I do enjoy the Plop being ranked 12th this year, and there's some non-ridiculous ways to rationalize that. But, okay. But where's my hold it sound effect? Where's my Phoenix Wright hold it sound effect? Yeah, I don't think you guys... You help me see other points of view. And I'll also like look over other people's comments on the ballot, stuff like that. But I don't think I'd ever say that like Twitch chat directly caused me to do. Swimming on, is that a 1 or an L? Swimming on, thank you for the follow. All right. So, now we get the fun conversation, everyone's favorite ranking conversation to have. I certainly love it. It hasn't given me an aneurysm. Let's talk about Game Boy Jr. 100% right, Shady. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about Jason Zimmerman from Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Yeah, Axe over Zane. Zane hasn't done shit at the top level. Even though Axe loses to Pudgy Panda and Napkins. But, alright. Free Balloon Day. Free Balloon Day is such a good tag. Alright. Zamu Slayer. Zamu Slayer is a title given to many. I want to hear people's Zamu's number. You can tell you're not a good player if you don't have a Zamu number of 2. If you have a Zamu number of 2 or higher, you're just not a good player. That's my new judgment. All right, so Jason Zimmerman from Cinnaminson, New Jersey. A reminder of how many tournaments he went to. He, 4 tournaments this year. One of them, if you've forgotten, being 6-0'd by the only Captain Face Roll, who's had a weirdly inconsistent but incredible year. But also being even with HBox, which is something that very few people can boast. Having a win on Cody. Starting off his year losing the Triff and Bananas. Actually, can I just lost to Triff and Bananas, didn't pick up any big wins. Beat HBox, lost to Fiction, and I'm blanking. Who else he lost to at that event? But, okay, maybe I can't list all of Mewtwo King's results off the top of my head. Yeah. Giant Griff. He also lost to Zane at Big House. Oh, yeah, why is the Zane set not in here? You're slacking, Wheat. You're doing too much hard work. Yeah, so we have very few results for Mewtwo King, but we have a weird question of what do we do? What do we do? Do we rank him? Do we not rank him? Are 4 tournaments enough to accurately represent how a player can compete? I personally fall on the fact, and if you want my deeper discussion on, oh god, you want my deeper discussion on what I think about Mewtwo Kings, if he should be ranked, I actually made an entire video about this called "Where Do We Rank Mewtwo King?" Oh, guys, who was Mewtwo King's best character in 2017? Do you guys know? Also, do you think Levin has had a better year than Mewtwo King? All monetized? Yeah. I'm gonna make like $3. Oh, you guys want a deep cut? I forgot this was still on my channel. Do you want to see the Ambi Sinister? Do you want to see the advertising for a masterclass? Do you want to see the Ambi Sinister play against Mewtwo King in pools at the Big House 7? Recorded by the one and only SaveAsUntitled using this camera? You can see me in the background. You can see me in the reflection. There's Ambi and there's Mewtwo King. I don't know if he gets double 4 stock, but the games weren't pretty. Second game's on Stadium. Yeah, okay, we're gonna get out of here. Why did I dislike my own video? Keep me honest. Yeah. Yeah, but I think Jason Zimmerman should be ranked. Where ranking him is a weird conversation. Having the 2-0 on HBox is good. Oh, God. Let's put him at 22nd. Beat top 100 player Maxi. Oh, God. I forgot how much emotional distress ranking Mewtwo King gives me. We should hold his NS against him too much. Yeah, that's another weird thing to bring in that conversation. So, one, I do think we should rank Mewtwo King. Where we should rank him is a little bit weird. His peaks show us a player that can beat HBox, which is incredible. But, yeah, just run a random number generator. Let's do that. There we go. Random number. Mewtwo King. That's about right. We'll do it. We'll run it one more time. Okay. Oh, God. So, do we put Mewtwo King up here? If we go into a tournament, do I expect Mewtwo King to get further than IBDW and Plop? Oh, God. Plop's such a weird... I don't expect Mewtwo King to do better at a tournament than HBox, or Leffen, or Mango, or Axe, or Zane. Probably expect Wiggsrobe to do better. I think I'd expect Amsa to probably... I don't know if I'd expect Amsa to do better. Well, based on the results. Amsa has the problem matchup of Sheik, Peach. Mewtwo King is the problem matchup of Ices. Maybe Sheik down, maybe it's just Griff. Yeah, the Neon, yeah. Most of those tournaments, well, I was told most of those tournaments are him sandbagging. I've heard. I don't know, man. If we went to every week, I expect him to do better than IBW, maybe Plop. We're results over the year. We're basing what is Mewtwo King based on the results he's given us. Like, or at least I like to view it as mainly like a report card. Damn. Alms is definitely better than Mewtwo King. Yeah. Just ranking Mewtwo King, like, this is making me sick to my stomach. You can just, like, maybe see by the look on the face and the noise I'm making. Like, this just makes me so... this is just such a tough decision to make. Ugh. But I do think Mewtwo King should be ranked. Especially with... Maybe this is not this is on top of many other reasons, but I think it's someone who's pushing so hard to not be ranked. I kind of hate that. Because I feel like if Mewtwo King was going to be ranked like second best in the world, I think he wouldn't be pushing so hard to not be ranked. I think he just doesn't want to be ranked because he knows he's going to be ranked low. Or maybe that's me thinking too disastrous on that. Agree with Happygate. Who do I think deserves 10th over Mewtwo King? Like, I don't see a single player left on this list that I would say I would expect to do better at a tournament than Mewtwo King. Or across 100 tournaments. The fact that Mewtwo King does have his shortcomings, and he does have that one bad event against Triff and Bananas. There's a minimal requirement, yeah. I think it's Mewtwo King at 9th. I'm trying to find ways to not find... I think it's Mewtwo King at 9th. I really do. Why do I think it's Mewtwo King at 9th? I would expect him to do better at tournaments than IBDW. Plop has shown that he's dropped from his level of consistency, like Mewtwo King has. That's so... Yeah, it sucks to do it to Cody, but I think like Mewtwo King is going to perform better across these events. Hard disagree. I don't think if he isn't ranked, then every top 100 player is better than him. I don't think that's how that works. Yeah. No, but a lot of people in 11 and 20 have had good years, but if we look at the prompt, I don't think I see anyone, even IBDW, like if we throw them into 100 tournaments, I expect Mewtwo King to go further. Yeah, Mewtwo King will go further than Cody 9 out of 10 times, which it's sick. It feels kind of gross to put Mewtwo King attending 4 events above IBDW. I could maybe swap Mewtwo King and IBDW. Should punish Mewtwo King for no attendance. I feel like he's already getting punished for no attendance. Because if we had like 2 more events to see like he's actually as consistent as we can lead him to believe, he might be above Plop. Wizzy went to 6 events if I remember correctly. And Mewtwo King went to 4 events. If we went to Birthday Bash, oh yeah, it'd be so much easier. Like, the lack of data sucks. Because we're trying to extrapolate. Yeah, if we're following the prompt, I do really think, like, 9th seems right. Was the rundown on Mango versus Leffen? God. Sorry, I'm having a small mental breakdown ranking Mewtwo King. Oh, God. Jason, why? Yeah, I'm going to rank Mewtwo King. Oh, God. Drink your water. Thank you, Em. Thank you for reminding me. No, I think that's what's gonna stay there. I think that's it. Oh God, I hate it. I hate Mewtwo King. Just go to more events. I don't want to read your goddamn book. I want to see you play. Well, I don't want to see you play Marth, but Jesus Christ. I'm surprised ranking season doesn't like literally give me stomach ulcers. This just gets me so fired up because I hate making a final decision on this. This sucks. And again, I'm going to be like tossing and turning this until the ballots do, until what I think is the right opinion here. But I do see Mewtwo King, like, I do see the arguments for Mewtwo King being a whole lot lower, or being a tiny bit lower. It's just, once we start dropping him even more than this, it's so hard to say that I legitimately say that I think Mewtwo King would perform worse than any of these players at a tournament. I know my whole channel is about ranking, but like this is the end of the year. This is an official submission. Like other times I'm just dicking around saying like I think this player's better and we still have the rest of the year to go, or it's like not an official capacity. I feel some sort of responsibility when making this, like, because I'm kind of speaking for being a balloter. Hopefully, I mean, Practical Task might last minute pull away from my ballot for me, but I don't think that would happen. But this feels so much more, because I feel like I am representing the community as like a member of the ballot. Like that's why I toss and turn and like think a lot about these decisions and try to give it a lot of effort because I think they're really important. Not that I think Mewtwo King being ranked 9th or 12th is like the end of the world there, but in my current capacity, my current job, I don't know. IVW ranked himself at 8th. Yeah. He thinks Axe is over Zane pulling off the ballot ASAP. All right, Co-Popper. I can't tell if that's you're joking or not. There's no kappa there, but I hope you're joking. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I think we've kind of, my lack of discussion on this. This has more just been, yeah. Feels like the same discussion. Yeah. You can feel the tension. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get off this, and because you can definitely. It gets me really tense up. I hate having to make these final decisions and then like having people wave. Yeah. How do you get on the ballot squad? I think you email practical tasks a lot. I don't know the full thing on it. Okay, yeah, it definitely does make me think. I just hate finality. I think that's the full thing here. I think I made a decision. We can move on from that. So that moves us into this right outside the range. And what are I think S2Js, who do we think is in this conversation? I think S2Js in this conversation. Nope. No. Muting's not coming back. No. You almost got me there. Commitment issues? No. Don't ask any of my previous girlfriends what they would say about that potential comment, but I don't think I have commitment issues. S2J fiction. Oh man. Yeah, this is weird. S2J is the only person I'm like very strongly like I think off the top of my head goes here. Bold of me to imply I have girlfriend. Well, I mean, I don't think some of them wouldn't mind me calling them up now and be like, hey, YouTube. Well, if Emily is home, I could ask her, but nonetheless, you just came for some cool stuff. Yeah, this conversation gets a little interesting. Let's look at people I could potentially see in this conversation. I could potentially see Moki. I'm going very fast and loose. Triff. Maybe Ginger. I don't know. Nan had too bad of a first half of the year. No, I don't know. Gumbo, thank you for the follow. SFET always has a good year. Maybe see what Ginger's like here. Dude, this sucks. Oh man, I'm starting to feel the tension. Oh my god. This sucks. Triff. Yeah. Face roll, we can throw face roll up here too. Let me get his full God-given name. Fiction, yeah, we'll vote fiction for the people. Yeah, that actually. No, this feels pretty right. Oh, Shady, you don't know how wrong you are. Go Birds. Yeah, no, that's his God-given name. Captain Faithful he was birthed on this planet, and then Swedish did not beat Mango Agamo. We don't live in that timeline, unfortunately. Yeah. No, okay, I feel a whole lot better. Okay, I gotta stop. Even though I want to make sure these rankings and these decisions have weight to them, I'm taking this seriously. Okay, cool. Yeah. Got from a burning bush in that medical facility just said he will be Captain Faceroll and Griffin will be good. No Swedish? Maybe Swedish. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna start with these. We're gonna start with these people. Go from there. Okay, so S2J is gonna be our benchmark. We'll see if any of these people are like able to keep up with S2J. What does S2J got for a reminder? Win over Wizrobe, win over Axe, win over Zane. Yeah, win over Zane. Win over Amsa, and then pretty good down the line. Strongly up on SFAT. Oh. Up on SFAT, strongly up on Cody. Up on Moki, lost to Swedish. Even with Fiction, down on Pew Pew. Skatsu on the ballot, yeah, but he's far from this point. Up on Lucky, Fro and KJH. Yeah, Gatsu is on the ballot though. Yeah, Triff did really bad in Europe. So S2J, decent record. So Moki was the first person I was gonna keep up with him. Went on Leffen, went on Plop, really good. And what has he got down the line? Fiction wins. Lucky KJH win. Westballs win. Judat. Yeah, sorry if I'm not as responsive to chat as I normally am, because this is just a lot of information to keep in my head at once. So I'm trying to like not flush my RAM by looking into chat and forgetting stuff. Yeah, Triff did amazing in Europe. If you forget Sechi as exists. Hey, Edric. Yeah, so between these two, who would I rather have? The Leffen win is really good. The Leffen win is is it more valuable? Yeah, the Leffen win's more valuable than the Wizrobe win. Leffen and Plop wins are actually 2 really good wins. So at the highest level, but the Zane Amza, I think they're pretty good. These are pretty good. I think I'd have S2J over Moki, but I don't think Moki's too tremendously far behind. Let's talk about, let's throw SFAT into the mix here. 4 out of 5 SaveAsUntitled agree. So SFAT is up 2-0 in Plop, which I think is really cool. Definitely a good change of pace to see from him. Still gets rocked by... SFAT is the Zane of this tier. He gets rocked by everyone above him. But once we start... I know he doesn't have the consistency of... anywhere near the consistency of Zane. Lost to Bimbos Falco. Lost to Spud. Lost to Chew. Lost to Axe Shmoney. Down on Lucky. Down on Army. So SFAT doesn't have the peaks, but has a pretty decent consistency here. I think Sechi's on the ballot. I'm pretty sure Sechi's on the ballot. Also lost to Over, Prof, solo battle, and twice to Zamu. Who are you speaking about? Moki? Oh, you're talking about Moki, right? Tetrix. Pika Chat hasn't... There's other... Yeah, there's other... No Triff. Oh. Well, I look like a dumbass. So, yeah, SFAT just doesn't really have... He has the wins over SFAT, almost even on S2J. Even with Cody. Oh, God. Yeah, S2J doesn't have the most flashy of resumes, but I guess everyone around this level, we're seeing a lot of these iffy wins sprinkled in here. I do think we're seeing... Is SFAT the most consistent? It's really hard to just gauge these, like, who's more consistent from taking these all one at once. But it does seem like SFAT has a... Yeah, I would say I'd probably... Yeah. SFAT's maybe a little bit more consistent than these other guys. Whenever you wonder who else is in top 8, it's probably SFAT and probably at an average run. Yeah, like, SFAT's... If you look down, like... Again, placements don't matter, but if you look down the line of SFAT's results, it's like 17th at Genesis, 2nd at Full Bloom, 5th at Pound, 5th at Gommel, 7th at Smash and Splash, 5th at the Mango, 3rd at Low Tier City, 3rd at CEO, 25th at Smash Gun's probably the big outlier there, even though I was losing to Axe, 7th top 8 at Shine. Like, he just does good very, very, very quietly. Yeah. Yeah, man, if Albert beat SFAT at Low Tier City. Oh, yeah, he does also have that loss to Kevin Maples on his record. I do have to keep that in mind. But SFAT is pretty damn consistent. Oh, man. Oh, we still got 10 players to rank. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, SFAT is one of the few players where his placements show basically how he did. You're 100% right. What's the third Smash Wiki? SSBM, Liquipedia, and then... I think SSBM Wiki usually has, more tournaments, and then Liquipedia is the losses and the top wins, which is really good to see. Liquipedia is probably the more useful resource. But SFAT, I feel like, is definitely up in this conversation. Who would I expect to go further? S2J or SFAT? Yeah, what do we think? Who goes further in a tournament? S2J or SFAT? Where S2J's losses down here? I've never heard of Smashopedia. S2J loses Spark, Santi, none. So it's the Ditto and Falcos mainly? Okay, what I think I'm seeing here, SFAT do have that Kevin Maples loss. What I think, can't ask us, we're not on the ballot. No, I'm just curious to see what you guys think, because I'm pulling over the same question on my head. That Darb, that's not how this works. See, I don't think I agree. I think I would expect SFAT to go further, or maybe even slightly further than S2J. But is his peaks better? I think S2J is slightly better peaks than S2J than SFAT, and SFAT is slightly better consistency. But yeah. But I think I'd give the slight nod to S2J. Yeah, it might even be said that they have similar consistency. Looking the losses down. So Kevin Maples plus Bimbo. Maples, Bimbo, Spud, Chew, Hacks, Army, Lucky, Moki. When in doubt, run Glico, flip a coin. Yeah. How many tournaments? That's why I went to asymmetric tournaments. Oh, we're gonna see the same thing from yesterday. I don't even think there's even any reason to bring attendance into this. Yeah, they both go to a lot of tournaments. He does have that one misstep where his controller is broken. I think I feel fair giving that like off to him for his controller being broken, especially with how much he attends. Oh yeah, dude, Elo. Oh my god. Still do not have a normal ballot yet, IBDW. You'll get an email when they go out. We just have pretty much all the data we need to at least do the top 20. Oh god. Again, every time Elo is brought up, I do this command. Check out Ambi's article to find out why Elo does not work. Also, fun fact. What, Cody? You don't want to rank Mewtwo-King. You don't want to rank Mewtwo-King because that gives you a +1 spot. I felt bad. You can ask anyone in chat. I kind of tore my own guts out trying to find out some way I could not do it, but I think that's how it do be. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, no. Cool. I'm glad that because a lot of players who would come in here. I'm not gonna name any names, but a lot of players would come in here and be like, yo. Yeah. And I don't think I penalized the DQs nearly as much. Okay, yeah, no, I see your perspective. Like I get it. Yeah. But some top players would definitely come in here and like keep on being like, yo. I think I should be ranked higher. This isn't that bad of a loss. I did real well. This guy did X, Y, and Z. But yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we already went through that. I'm not trying to like ignore your claims, Cody, but we kind of went over that already. So I'm gonna keep on going on this because this conversation. Yeah, no worries. I don't want to act like I'm just ignoring what you're saying, but I also want to continue the discussion going forward. So what was I going to say? Is anyone in this category able to keep up with? Because I think the clear like top end of this is SFAT and S2J. Let me clean this up. Is anyone else really able to be up in this conversation with them? I woke up the bear? Is that what you're calling Cody now? Fiction's peaks are nuts? Are they compared to these other guys? Fiction beat Wizrow, Plop? I want to say that's nuts. I want to say that's nuts by any means. Face Roll has Axe win, double eliminated Mewtwo-King. Fiction also has the Mewtwo-King win. I want to say this is like anything like exceptional. I don't know. Yeah. And I think Fiction also has like a lot of these down on absent page, even with 2 Saint. Lost to Bimbo as well. Bimbo! I forgot Bimbo has all these wins sneak in here, even with Mike Hayes, down on Chew, strongly up on Army, even with Lucky. Like Fiction. It was a drunk tournament? Okay. I just trusting off what Wheat has on his sheet. It's like a dead tie right behind you, team. What was I looking at? I forget now. Yeah, but I wouldn't tell Fiction's like peaks like insane by any means. Like I think Fiction has a really good resume. Like I'm not gonna go against that. Is Fiction really up here? I'm tempted to go back and look at. Face Roll has some like really weird losses as well, so I don't think that he would be like up in this conversation despite his really good peaks. Is Fiction up here with these two guys? Is Triff up here with these? Nah, I don't think Triff's up here. 2-0 and Amsa is really good. Triff does have a really good spread. Damn. Like look at that. Set taking over Zane, 2-0 and Amsa, 1-0 and IBDW, up on Swedish. 5-1 on Fiction, 3-0 on Face Roll. Damn, Fiction has Night Save, thank you for not Save. Night Neon, thank you for popping through. How the hell is, dude, I don't know, man. Triff is good. And Triff, like, generally did, like, all right over in Europe. Just got washed by Sechi. And when he did come over the US, generally, like, if we look at the bigger trends besides, and him losing the solo battle, if we look at the bigger trends of how he did in Europe, it's like, dude wins on hacks as well here. Yeah, let me hover over the Fiction one real quick. Where's that? Nope, I read the wrong line. I'm dumb. He just 1-0 on Fiction. Yeah. I read the SFAT line because I had them both highlighted because I'm the worst man in the world. I'm horrible at my job. STJ 11. SFAT 12. Triff 13. Fiction 14. Face Roll 15. Yeah? STJ, no, Cody's 10th. Cody's not that low, yeah. Yeah. That feels right. Because Triff's getting punished for his less than desirable second half of the year being beat by Sichi. Well, I don't even call it less than desirable. It's like he loses the Falcons and wins pretty much everything else. He also lost the over. Deleted Ginger, good. I'll throw Ginger back up in here. And then probably Fiction 14. Well, yeah, let's compare Fiction to like Moki and all that, because it might be Moki a little bit above that. Cool. Yeah, sorry that I kind of just like zoned in for a second, read the Matrix, and was like, this is the ranking now. But I think after looking at all those people, I gotta force myself to make some decisions. Especially, even though I know as soon as I say something or try to lock something in, I'm gonna start getting the things in Twitch chat like, that's ridiculous. But yeah, let's talk about Moke. Let's talk about Moki Doki. So hack 16th. All right. Let's talk about Moki Doki for a second. So Fiction's going to be our like little tentpole person here. Fiction's going to be our rite of passage. Still don't like Zane under X. That's fine. You cannot like it, but that's what I'm picking. So they both have pretty good peaks. The Leffen win, I think, is definitely more valuable than the Wizrobe win, and they both have a win on Plop. So I'd say in that top level category, Moki gets the go ahead for me. Move down to this mid-range. Fiction even with S2J. Moki down on S2J. Fiction even with Cody. Moki's down on Cody. SFAT has the one win over Moki, but they've met a lot of times. Yeah, so that's... I can't go by this for every individual thing. No, I think it's probably... Is it Fiction? Said 7th was my only non-controversial opinion? Really? Well, this isn't controversial. I don't think this is that controversial. I really don't think this is that controversial. Well, this order might be the most controversial thing I have here, or maybe ranking Mutaking. But I don't think, like, this is controversial at all. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You probably want Mango at number 2, but I don't think Mango's number 2. Like, I could maybe... No, I don't want to say I can flip-flop on these because I've made my decision. I ain't gonna stick to it. Yeah, no. But yeah. All right. I don't think Mango's gonna end up at number 2. I don't think that's the case. But I mean, I could be wrong. Clip this. But I don't think Mango's going to be number 2. There is an argument for number 2, but I don't think he's going to get it. What's Mango's head-to-head? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me go back to yeah, because if I start every time someone brings up one of the old rankings and start trying to have this discussion, yeah. Thank you, Faley. Yeah, I got a moment my entire life. Oh God. All right, so let's go back to talking about fiction. I do fiction versus Moki. Both 0-2. For somehow they're both 0-2 on absent page. All right. How much does Moki attend it? I imagine this isn't going to have his full results of locals. Okay, yeah, I don't think attendance comes into this at all. Fiction definitely has, like, tremendously more attendance because California locals are stacked. Yeah, absent page is good. Absent page has always been good. Damn. It's a shame I don't think it's a shame is probably the best phrase to use, but he's always going to have that taint on his legacy resume because of stuff. But that's definitely a conversation we don't want to. Oh yeah, I saw your tweet. That feels bad, man. That's gotta be watching out for those car doors. That hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah. So Moki versus fiction. Let's talk about this. Weirdly, like they overlap on a lot of these things, like 4-3 unknown, 4-2 unknown, both 0-1 on Chew, both down 0-2 on absent page. There's a lot they surprisingly overlap here. What duck is that? Oh, that's his Falco Mango's birthday bash. Ah, man. I think it's fiction over Moki. I think it's fiction over Moki. So, because the Wizrobe wins. The Wizrobe, I do think the Leffen win over Leffen win is better than the fiction win. But just like these spreads I'm seeing as we go down, especially like right here, the 3-2, 2-2, even with Cody's really good to see. Even though that set was pretty close. That was like watching two of my children fight because I'm a big Cody fan. And I made a Rising Player Spotlight on Moki, so it was like watching my children fight. I think it's really, really good to see. Well, maybe not the Westball's one of the best examples. Like the 17-4 on Army. Actually, no, these local records aren't like the greatest thing in the world. Who do I expect to do better in the tournament? Yeah, they do play someone from our Egg. Yeah, I think it's fiction over Moki. See, I don't know, man. Seeing a lot of these cleaner head-to-heads in this range, it's like how much benefit of the doubt do you give to someone who gets to play these players less? Does he have any bad loss? What's his bad losses? Wasn't the absent page might be just as bad. Worst loss, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's lost against Morse. I completely forgot about that. He lost to Morse like 3 times across 2 events. And he lost... Oh, yeah, that was his... Yeah. Huh. Lost... I thought he got double eliminated by Morse at one of those events. Let's check the Morse sheet. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, actually, yeah, you would know. You're probably at that event. Yeah, I don't know why I ever doubted Uzets. Yeah, so he did. He still beat him twice, though. Made a video on it. I totally watched that video. I can just be bad sometimes watching Melee content because I'm so burnt out when I'm done working for the day. It's like I don't want to rest after. I'm not going to be down in the coal mines for 8 hours a day, clock out, and be like, what do I want to watch as I eat my dinner? The history of coal. Yeah. You get me. Yeah, so I think it's fiction Moki, unless I'd see fiction Moki face roll. Or not. Well, I feel like we got to start bringing in these guys. It's going to be Sharks God. Look at fiction versus Triff. I can look at Fiction versus Triff. So Triff has a bit of a misstep in his local region. You could say Fiction has some missteps in his local region, record-wise. At the top of the level, Zane win up 2-0 on Amza versus a Wizrobe win and a Plop win. I think Triff's, I'd probably rather have those peaks up on Cody. Yeah, I think where Triff really shines, and I think there comes in a little bit of the European benefit of the doubt we're giving him here. But, like, when he came to the U.S., he shined, besides, like, the PPU loss. Triff also beat Mutaking, something to keep in mind as well that I forgot. Yeah, I think Triff is definitely higher. And maybe he's getting too much of the European benefit of the doubt, but I don't think so. I think Triff gets that. As much as I was like all over the place on Triff this year, I think I've settled down to having him up here. I was very like there. I think there's points where, yeah, Triff beat Mutaking. Yeah, Triff just ended him. Lucky is it a good year? Yeah. So let's bring in the gang. Let's bring in the gang for this discussion. Let's bring in everyone. I think Nuns definitely. So how many more spots do we? I forget. We can't keep copying those guys in. None, no need, shoot hat, Swedish to light, lucky. Yeah, I don't know what standout things Pew Pew has done this year. Let me get all these guys out of here. Yeah, well, let's Pew Pew's here because I feel like Pew Pew really shouldn't be in the same breath as these guys. Best win is S2J, down on Cody, win over Triff. Versus say who's eye test the weakest person here? Chudat? Chudat has an axe win. Yeah, whatever the Chudat or face roll. Chudat has an axe win. 2 over Swedish. Yeah, no. I think Pew Pew's not. I don't think Pew Pew's in this conversation. Let's throw him in here. Wobbling axe literally doesn't count. I don't think it works like that, Zets, unfortunately. As much as maybe you'd want it to work like that, I don't think it worked like that. Ban shoot at? Hey, yeah, I mean, you can check, like, any comment section you've ever seen of me to say, if for my opinion, my apparent opinion about hating shoot at. It only counts when X beat. Is Mutaking entering Genesis? I do not know. That is a good question. We're still like a couple weeks out. I think registration doesn't close for a little bit, so he still might not. Yeah. He's a sub goal? Man, why can't I have... Well, I guess I would need more juicy sub goals because me going out to a tournament in Pittsburgh only is interesting to a couple of people. But again, if you have your Twitch Prime sub, you should use it. That'd be cool. You get all these cool emotes, and we're almost there. We're almost there. 13 subs isn't that much. There's a couple you in there. You can maybe go get that free Twitch or that free Amazon trial for a month, and then the fun thing. So you're getting on the mic. Everyone's gonna. I hope so. Well, I gotta reach that sub goal first. It'll hopefully meet, and I'll probably donate subs if I don't do. I potentially might need to place the crash like on the Pittsburgh, yeah, because I don't really know anyone out there. I would love. I'll get that stuff sorted out when we're like close to April. But yeah, Faye, I would love to do that. Get better emotes. Well, I only have 5 spots. Well, I guess I have the extra spot for the higher sub. But yeah, guys, you can always go do that. Go start up an Amazon account and some gives. My shilling is paid off. Thank you for the sub. I'd love to see the save W's in the chat. We're closer, baby. Happy holidays to you as well. No, I can't make too many Armada emotes. Okay, let's give the person what they sub for and go back to talking about Melee. The Armada emote's so good. All right, let's talk about Melee. So, who are front runners here? Front runners here and probably face roll Swedish. Man, if Swedish would have beat Mango, he does have the axe win and did beat Plop, not Plop in the Ditto. Face roll 2 over Mutaking, win over axe. Face roll his kind of problem is his losses, I believe. NMW loss. Mike Hayes isn't a bad loss. NMW loss. Legend loss. Just seeing from the brief things we can peep out here. I believe there's a couple other like weird losses. Legend here. Who did he lose to? It's Shine. Shine on you, Crazy Diamond. Face roll. To Zane. That's not the worst thing in the world, but like for when we're talking about level up here, maybe. Yeah. Abu Dhabi, thank you for the follow. Yeah, the save with the yeahs really doesn't work. Yeah. Pink Floyd event. This is your random emote. The Neopod. Yeah, I need to replace the Neopod one. The Pokemon stream is over. I need to get something else in there. Also, how many people do we have left to rank for the night? We're pretty much done real quick. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to run to again, sorry for taking another break. Run to the bathroom real quick. Get some more water because I'm almost out. And then we're going to more ads. Yeah, sorry if I'm hammering you guys with it. It's more like I run ads to give myself a little bit of time to get a little bit of mind break, cut the check. You've earned it. Okay, yeah, no, I feel like I have to justify it every time. I will be right back. I'll run a 120. Ugh. Doesn't know. Oh wow, that's perfect. He doesn't know. Oh wow, Heracross wins the prize for counting to 100. Congratulations. You win nothing, because I'm poor. Chair stream. Oh god, the Neopod. The Neopod copy pasta always finds a way to come back. Oh my god. Thanks, Coke Gaming. All right, let's talk about these players. So, who are the front runners here? My gut says Swedish face roll. Maybe none. Who do we want to use as our person that we're going to compare everyone to? I think Swedish is probably a good comparison point. I don't think he's going to be at the top of this. Let's talk about none. Wins over Wizrobe, wins over Mango. That's probably the best win of who's we're looking at in this category. That's probably the best win of anyone we'll see boasted here. Who am I forgetting to highlight? Ginger. Lucky is the other person I had in this category, I believe. Chew. I think peak-wise, that's probably... Oh, well, Lucky also has the Wizrobe and Mango wins. God, I forgot it. Damn. Forgot about that. Sometimes you just forget about that. Lucky's had a weird year. Lucky's a lot of inconsistency. So does None has that inconsistency on his resume. A lot of these, I mean, pretty much everyone here has got some inconsistency to deal with. Yeah, what's Lucky's worst losses? Let's scroll down a little bit for him. Lucky always finds some way to pull back in the second half. Jerry, Jake and Shaken, Keizu, Stango. Yeah, that's my K's. Even with Shroomed, even with Meds, West Balls, Hacks, even with Ginger, down on face roll, even with Fiction. Yeah, that's... What range did I put? I have no idea. No idea where Albert is at the moment. That's a question for another day. We got to focus on what we got in front of us right now. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good peak-wise. I think that consistency leaves some to be desired. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Legend loss. 6 for 9 versus Facefield. They all did it as a practical stunt. And I think None could potentially be in this conversation as well if he didn't have his first half of the year. Because wins on Mango and Wizrobe are nuts. Up 4-1 at S2J. Like, a lot of these records are a little bit more shaky than you would expect. Also, even with Ryan Ford, years, it's not you won the run back, but it's not a year you won't have a loss to Ryan Ford. Well, I think that generally we can say that's pretty good. Smaller event. Up on Dreffin. Winning. Yeah, this is like the story of None this year, like losing and then winning the next 2 sets run back like that. But he still does have that first half of the year. You can't just erase that. But, I mean, having a Wizrobe and Mango win does a lot to erase that. Chudat, incredible wins as well. Axe. See, when we're comparing the top level of these guys, it looks like you really, to hang, you need those 2 top wins. Like, honestly, wait, who is the other player in this category we're looking at? Ginger? Well, Ginger really doesn't... Does Ginger have the consistency? I don't think Ginger has the consistency either. Best win is over IBDW. 2 wins on Cody. And what's he got down here? No, I guess he kind of lost 1 loss to Zane, even with Spark. I wouldn't call that consistency by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, the None jab combo was really sick. Not gonna hurt. True, that doesn't count because he's a wobbler. Unfortunately, don't be like that. Yeah, it's really looking like you need those 2 top wins to hang up here, which is why... So I think hanging up in that level is like None, Lucky... Face roll. Face roll does have the double elimination of Mewtwo, and that was really good. None, Lucky. Is None at 16th? Who's up in this conversation? Swedish has those 2 wins as well. Yeah, it's cute. I'm definitely guilty of that, and I don't think doing that is like the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. I think that's more, and I know Beneto is kind of being humorous with that, but I think a lot of times people might be like, "Oh, but he wobbled," so whatever. Swedish also has pretty good wins. I think Swedish is probably up in this conversation as well. What are Swedish's bad losses for the year? Forfeit against Rishi. Lost to Rishi. Slocks. None, Lucky, and Swedish are in the next bash. Swedish has a Joy Boy. Oh, yeah, a Joy Boy loss. Yeah. That's why I think, honestly, after this top 20, I'm going to, like, literally, I'm going to have to wait till the ballot's out to do any more ranking content, because I don't think I can, with good faith. Already I'm getting into a little, like, iffy situations where I'm not, don't have all the bad losses in front of me, like, immediately. But... yeah, I think this is probably as far as we're going to be able to go. I'd love to do another stream tomorrow, ranking all these people. And if the ballot comes out and I have all the information in front of me, I could potentially do it. But I think this might be as far as we go, this group of players. Actually, how many players do we have here? So there's 5 spots, and we have 6 players. So one of these players doesn't make the top 20. Who's the weak link here? Is it Ginger? Is it Chudat? Or is it Face Roll? Might be Ginger. Ah, damn. Alright, let's compare Ginger versus Chudat. Let's do that. It's gonna be weird to have Ginger. How did Ginger get ranked so high? Well, actually, he's not really. He was 18th before, so it wouldn't be him really, honestly, falling too far. And Chudat doesn't have. Does Chudat have any of the traditionally bad Chudat losses? Did he have his 2-day? Actually, we can look at this. At least at major events. Lost to Chango Fat Goku. Okay, so there's Chango Fat Goku. Chango Fat Goku Polish. Okay, no, he does have bad losses. Chango Fat Goku Polish. Army. Chango Fat Goku Polish Army. And whereas, let's in that same Zane, let's look at what Ginger bad losses have done there. Swedish, I want to call bad. Swedish, I want to call bad. Mango Shroomed. Wizard of Triff Plop. Mango Nun. Spark Fiction. Maybe Spark, we could say. He beat he beat the Axe Slayer Napkins? Yeah. I think it might be Face Roll. Yeah, let's look at Face Roll across these events. Spark Legend, not a great. Yeah, really, majors. 2 St. Mike K's, not the greatest thing in the world. Majors. I really, really like Ginger spreader out here. Maybe Ginger might be like the bastion of consistency amongst this group of very inconsistent players. Yeah, based on that spread doesn't have to join the Lost in Napkins group chat. Yeah, I think. I don't know, maybe. Chudat has a lot of those low variance losses. I think Ginger might be 20. I think Chudat might be 21. Well, maybe I'm thinking too high on Face Roll. Let me look at Face Roll again. Because those major things, actually Face Roll might be 20. And then Ginger could be moved up a spot? Is Lucky better than Bimbo times 2 and Santi? Is Lucky better than Face Roll? Yeah, let's look at Face Roll again. Win on Axe. Double eliminate Mutaking win event. Win over Spark. I think I might be thinking a little too highly on Face Roll. Okay. Yeah, that run for Face Roll Dream Hack. I think I might be gassing him up a little bit too much. I definitely think I'm gassing Face Roll up a little bit too much. Even on West Pulse, even on Army. A lot of even records here, even on Ginger. What about this? Okay. Hear me out. I think I like that. Yeah. Ginger's pretty consistent. Face Roll had really good peaks, but has a lot more losses littered in there. Ginger performed exceptionally well. I think that across those major events, I don't think he has any bad losses. Chudat has pretty good peaks, but bad losses and pretty small activity. Pretty small activity compared to these guys. And a lot of bad losses littered amongst them, so you could probably guess that he would have more. Oh, yeah, I didn't think Chu had bad losses. We can scroll this again, because this is where... This pretty much changed my perspective a lot on Chu, looking across. Chango Fat Goku. Jango Fat Goku. Polish. Double eliminated by Cody. Jango Fat Goku, Polish Army. Maybe it's not nearly that bad. And what's his peak? What's making up for that win wise? What is the thing that inspires joy for Chudat? Is it just the Axe win? Axe win, SFAT win. Yeah, no, I think I feel good about that. Polish is a dog. Yo, Polish is the dog. Polish gonna Albert's definitely a bad loss for Ginger. But Ginger attended monumentally more with not nearly as bad losses. Like, again, let's actually like a very fair comparison because it's the exact same pool of events for Ginger. Like going across that Amza Axe. Can I do this in a better way? No, it's not going to do the hover. Amza Axe, Swedish KJH, H-Box Swedish, Leffen Nun, Mango Shroom. Shroom maybe a little bit less than desirable. Wizrobe Triff Plop, Mango Nun, Spark Fiction, maybe Spark a little bit less than desirable. Lucky Axe, Zane Nun. Like those, there's not really a bad. Chu has a Shroom loss too, yeah, as well. Yeah. I think I like this. I'm going to get these guys out of here. And they could potentially change as we look at these players a little bit more, but I think I like this. Cool. Who's the other player? Get you out of here. Face roll seems better. MPGR results will probably get out before Genesis, so January. Yeah, we can talk about Ginger versus Face Roll. So why would I rank Ginger higher than Face Roll? At the highest level, Face Roll obviously has the higher. He's even on Axe, and he is up 2-1 on Mewtwo King. Oh, losing the run back, though. That is interesting to keep a note for that win. Ginger being 2-up on IBW and 1-0 on S2J is also nothing to scoff at, though. With Face Roll being even, with S2J being pretty good, but down 0-3 on IBW is pretty important. Ginger also has a win on... Oh, man, Ginger might even be like higher. No, he just doesn't have the P. He's like this mid-range pretty good. Like a win on Moki's real good. Yeah, even with Face Roll himself. Yeah, I think where Ginger wins it over a lot is... Oh, they both have pretty bad records up in here. So I think Face Roll wins at the highest level. Like, skipping a jump from that level, I think Ginger wins with the 1-0 on SDJ, 2-0 on IBDW, 1-0 on Moki. And then always go further. Bananas, KGH wins. Down on KGH, even with Lucky. Face Rolls, even with Army, even with Weston. Down on Hacks. Down on Mike Hayes. Up on Squid. Space Roll lost to Spark and Legend, yeah. Yeah, he had rough major events, whereas Ginger performed pretty solidly at major events. I think they're definitely close, though. I really like. I think that's the thing I really can't get over. The 2-0 on IBDW and the 1-0 on S2J is really cool to see, especially the 2-0 on IBDW, like showing firmly that he can beat Cody, and having a win on Moki as well. A dominant win on Moki. Because I think a 1-0 on S2J... Oh, then he also has... Yeah, I think it's like slightly Ginger there. Damn, this is tough. This is really tough. Like, hopefully you can tell in my voice and like how much I'm just like locking in and gleaning over at this, like how tough these discussions are. But Mewtwo King above IDBW. Man, ranking season. 2-1 on Mewtwo King is way better than everything Ginger has? I don't know. Man. I don't know how, like, that comes back to the Mewtwo King ranking ulcer that he is. Like, I don't know how valuable a Mewtwo King win is. Like, how much do we give Triff for that? How much do we give Bananas for that? Everything sucks and ranking is terrible. Yeah. Let's talk about these three. Let's talk about these three for a second. Take a break from these guys. Yeah, let's get Nun in here one more time. So, Non-Swedish lucky. I think Swedish might actually... I think, like, off the jump, I feel like Swedish is probably the lowest of these three. None. Where's none? None's all the way down here. And then Swedish and lucky. So Swedish's best one is the Axe one, up 2 on Plop. So at this highest level, Swedish is a win on Axe, 2 on Plop. Lucky has a win on Wizzy and a whiz on Mango. And None has a win on Wizzy and a even... Down on Wizzy with a win, even with Mango and a win. I think Lucky probably has the best spread here. Yeah, win over Wizrobe, win over Mango. It's weird talking about the potential for those to repeat, because I'm not super certain that these two are going to repeat. I could probably see the Axe, Swedish over Axe repeating. I'm not sure about the Swedish over Plop. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, Drax, we're just talking about the top 20. Man. Ever top 15 yet? Kind of, yeah. Dude, I'm having like a... Oh, God. Hopefully y'all can tell how much I care about this. Even though I think I make that very clear. I just care so much. Maybe that's a bad thing. Man. Yeah, Drax, I'm going to try not to go back on that discussion. We already had like a bunch of that. Sorry if it feels like I'm ignoring your comment on that. But I spent a lot of time discussing that. Watch the VOD and find out. Yeah. Faye. Okay. Comparing these three. No, I don't like giving a TLDR either, because I feel like I'm just going to miff the discussion I had before. Sheriff has good wins at the highest level, so does Fiction. Yeah, like I feel like a TLDR really doesn't suffice when these are such intricate conversations. Sorry again to give you all these runarounds. Okay, let's talk about non-fiction, non-lucky and Swedish Delight. Whew, God, I'm getting so stressed out. God, I feel so tense. 2 on Plop's really good to see, even though one of those is the Samus win, so I guess it's treated as more like a 1-0 on Plop. To put it simply, that's not it at all, Infernal Kush. His concerns are very much valued. We can have this discussion you want. I just don't want to waste everyone's time who's already heard me talk about this. And as well, I don't want to give a half-assed argument, because these conversations are very complex and really hard to have, that I'm like getting very tense over them. Like, I don't want to half-ass it. Because, even if I do half-ass it and give him a TLDR, people are going to complain that I didn't take enough time or didn't think about enough. Yeah, sorry for snapping a bit. Okay, let's talk about unlucky Swedish. Let's just focus on this. The biggest argument against None, and probably against Lucky as well, is, None had a very rough first half of the year. Well, it would have been like the early half of the year someone else. Yeah. But still, is like coming up in the year. Losses to Ryan Ford's probably his worst loss here. Lost to Shroomed as well. Down on 3 on Lucky. Down on Army. Down on KJH, which is not as great as it would have been in previous. Well, it's not great to see. Even with Faceful, even with PPU. Down on Fiction. Whereas Lucky, win over Wizrobe and Mango, also really incredible to see peak-wise. With Swedish, let's do the scroll on Swedish's loss at majors as well, because I think that's the thing we don't really have. Well, I guess we can do for all of them. DQ'd out after losing the Joy Boy. KJH loss. Shootout loss. Hungry Box shootout, another shootout loss. Shootout really has his number. Swedish's losses for that. So what's like Swedish's worst losses for the year beyond Joy Boy? Joy Boy, yeah. Joy Boy and then Slocks at King. Who else did he lose to a King? Yeah, I think KJH is just dipping from social media for a little bit. Snowy and Slocks, ooh yee. Snowy's Puff, Slocks is Fox, and then also has the Joy Boy loss. Swedish lower than Ginger? Do they have similar peaks? I think Swedish might be the lowest of this bunch. Swedish versus Ginger. Cody win. Cody win. 2 Cody wins are good. And a Moki win. The Plop win. Okay, I think I can maybe see Ginger and Swedish swapping. Definitely maybe want to take another look at this. Then Lucky, non-Lucky? I think that might be... Oh, I don't like any of these orders, but I think None's really, really good. And I'm not willing to forget his first half of the year by any means, but I think his return recently has been good. I think that might be it. I think maybe that feels right. Ginger back at 18th. Lucky didn't have an amazing first half either. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking putting those two together. Maybe Lucky might be a little bit too high. What's Lucky's performances across these majors? Dark Atma Keizu. Yuck. Dark Atma Keizu, Jake and Chicken lost. Maybe I've just Lucky way too... Mr. F. Jerry, no. I feel like I have Lucky just way too high. Swedish doesn't have great... Lucky probably is more... Well, let's continue going on down that path. But that immediately does not... It's not great. Because, like, that is... None's bad first half of the year is much better than that. IBW Shroomed. Yeah. I think I might bump him at least lower than Swedish. Man. Okay, let's actually Control V. I think that at least Lucky's... Oh, we'll see. Swedish Delight and then Lucky. So, Lucky did beat Mango. So then would I have Swedish higher than None? Because I think None had a bad first half of the year, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as that. Let's peep from None stuff here. Shroomed Wizrobe. Wizrobe Dreffin. Hungerbox Arms. Wait, how many? Leffen, Moki, Hungerbox Amza. Lucky Zane. Pew Pew Lucky. Oh yeah, I forgot he had the Forest loss too. Damn. I don't know, none of these guys are consistent at all. Yeah, the Dark Atma loss that was a big sad loss. This is why the prompt sucks. I don't think the prompt sucks. A lot of Melee ranking stuff is asking for the best you can in like very shitty circumstances. Also, sorry that half this recently has just been me staring at the screen and going, I don't know. Ginger at 16th feels wrong though. She's not like incredibly. No, I don't even think that's a Kappa. I don't even think Ginger at 16th is the biggest Kappa in the world. Man's gotta think. Yeah, okay. I'm glad you understand that. I'm glad 50 of you people are here. This is wild. I think I've never had ranking streams do this well at all. Chewdad at 16? No, Chewdad has some bad losses. Oh, God. Oh, fucking A. This sucks. This is great. I love to be able to think this much about a children's party game. The more I look at Lucky, the more I feel maybe Faithful should be above him and Ginger. Yeah, what are Ginger's? Ginger is really good. No, fuck it. Yeah, let's do that. No, I honestly I could see Face Roll above him too, but then why aren't we punishing None for the same things? Because None's... Oh God, why is Swedish up here? Yeah. Yeah. I think I like that. Yeah. Maybe I'm giving Ginger too much of the benefit of the doubt. He does have pretty good consistency, at least compared to all these other guys. The penny housing offer isn't related to the pennies I throw on the stream. Thanks, man. This looks good, followed by this feels wrong. Ginger, Ginger that high? Ginger doesn't have, from my understanding, I'm gonna check again. I just don't think Ginger has those like really bad losses, but he doesn't have anything really high either. I can maybe see these two swapping. Oh God. Oh, God. I'm having a breakdown. This is horrible. Yeah, I think definitely when we bring like the upper end of like hacks and players in here as well, I think that's gonna happen. None should definitely be above them. See. No, the game 5 thing is for looking. Game 5 is for looking potential in the future. God. Shroomed Wizrobe. Wizrobe Dreffin. I don't like the Dreffin loss. Leffen Moki H-Box Amsa. Wins the run back against Dreffin. As he improves through the year. Lost to Lucky and Zane. Beats Cody, Polish, Ginger, Pew Pew. Loses to Lucky again while beating S2J, Mike Hayes, and Conman. Beats Ginger again. Oh, God. The Forest loss. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, no, it is important to keep in mind that. Yeah, I think I like this for now. I definitely think I'm going to give this another look once the ballot is out. Oh, God, I hate this so much. I love this, but I hate this so much. I think that might be it for now. Yeah. None over Ginger feels right. Like, I feel like Ginger has the consistency, but Nunn's wins are so good. Like, there's a point because of the whole peaks versus consistency. That's essentially what this whole conversation in this area is. It's like how much consistency is willing to make up for peaks, or how much peaks are willing to make up for consistency, and weighing that. Don't think Ginger is better than Face Roll. Face Roll has a lot of iffy losses littered in, especially these smaller events, if I remember correctly. Again, that's how I can get a more full answer when we have the full ballot. Spark Legend. 2 St. Mike Hayes. Yeah, I'm not convinced on Face Roll's consistency, even though he's damn good. He was, again, you can't keep the reverse in mind that he was like a hit away from not coming back and winning that tournament. Oh, God. You don't think Ginger is better than the Face Roll right now, but he's the better year total. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Ginger is like the SFAT of his level. There's like, if each level you've got the milk toast. Zane is far from like milk toast, but I say like Zane's kind of the SFAT of that level. SFAT is the SFAT of this level, and Ginger's like the SFAT of that level. Like, consistent, but peaks are here nor there. Consistent, but peaks are here nor there. Consistent, but peaks are here nor there. And Ginger, like, it's not like he has non-existent peaks. Like, the 2-0 in IBW, I can't stress enough. 2-0 in IBW, 1-0 Moki, yeah. Yeah. If only Ginger Beans ate, dude, yeah. No, actually, I don't know. I think this will probably do it for now. I feel like my top 15 is probably locked. Not say that I'm completely against changing any of these, but I think this is probably locked. And then when we do our next stream discussion, I'm ready to once we have the full bout, I would be definitely willing to look at those again and tweak that, especially as we get into this category, because a lot of these conversations, because we've had the thing where someone like climbs up through the ranking, but yeah, come back with a fresh mind too will help a lot, getting a fresh mind on, and I could definitely take some time to look, skip on work earlier. Next category, yeah, dude, this category is a mess. It's all a mess. Rankings are horrible. This season sucks. Everyone should be canceled. Oh, man. Yeah, Ballots is a little intense. Banana seems a little high. Well, it's not in order. We're going to see. We're going to find out, Drax. Yeah, so, man, let me do a little bit of, while I kind of come down a little bit. Yeah. Ginger feels too high and facial feels too low. Yeah, I don't know, man. Save aneurysm 100% run. Let me copy. So I'm going to get these. Actually, yeah, I'll copy both these groups in. Let's get them in here. Bananas. Yeah, so I think that probably does it for our ranking discussion today. I think the next one, as much as I don't want to wait, it's probably going to be when the ballot comes out. Let me see if Practical Task has said anything in the Meostat server. Was there a clip of? Was this me getting hit by the Falcon Punch? I don't think Mango's going to end up number 2. Oh, okay, that's the clip of me saying, yeah. I'm just seeing if there's any more updates on the ballots. Doesn't look like, yeah, it doesn't look like there's any big updates on the ballots right now. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait on that. I was originally going to do another ranking stream tomorrow. I think that's what I had on my calendar when I posted it. Yeah. But we don't have the ballot. We don't have the ballot right now, so I really don't feel like I can progress any further with the not having the full information. Like, I felt confident about doing, like, the top 10 because we pretty much know anything about them, and to a lesser extent the top 15. But even here, it started to get a little sketchy for wins and losses wise, which is probably we're going to have to look at these guys again. And host, yeah, I got to make sure I find someone to host. Yeah, but I think next time, once the ballot comes out, the plan is, I mean, if it comes out tomorrow, I'll do another stream tomorrow. If it comes out on Saturday, I am going to a concert Saturday night. So if it comes out Saturday, yeah, I could maybe do like a net play stream tomorrow. I'd be cool with that. Like a quick net play stream with subs and kind of looking at discussions. Yeah, I could. That actually sounds kind of nice. Any disagreements people might have about the top 20, you can look at that. I do need to get my practice in. It's been a while since I played. Yeah, so maybe I'll do like a short little net play stream tomorrow night. And then if the ballot comes out, I would obviously do that. And then Saturday, if the ballot's out by like the afternoon, I would do like a midday stream to talk about it. But again, I'm not going to be doing any more ranking stuff until the ballot comes out. So whether you like it or not. Yeah, so we can do like a little bit of discussions. And yeah, I think that sounds good. So thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate that. Let me start working on figuring out who I'm going to host. Yeah, it's been a fun time. As stressful it is, as like worked up as I can get about some of these discussions, it's still really, really dope. Really dope to be here, and it's really dope to have all you guys here. Actually, I'm gonna send it to KJH. He seems like he could use a little bit of love. Send Kalindi some love. Yeah, I'm gonna mute that stream. And then what's his full KGH SSPM? Yeah, but thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate how strong. Can I support Moki next time? I'll think about it. Yeah. KGH, yeah, it looks like KGH is streaming. He's playing against Bobby, but yeah. Host Moki, I wouldn't normally host Moki, but KGH like deleted his Twitter and all that, or went off his Twitter. I feel like he could use a little bit extra love. I wanna give him a bright spot in his day. I already gave Moki enough right here. Yeah. So have fun over there. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate there being so many people here for these ranking streams. You guys are super, super dope. I love being able to do this. And I've been SaveAsUntitled. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time. Send some love to KGH.